Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Today our lesson is the Salih Sawab, sending rewards to another person. A person who has passed away will receive the rewards of whatever good he did in his lifetime, like performing salah, reciting Quran, making tasbih or zikr, or spending his uh, wealth in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, building a masjid or madrasa, digging a well, feeding the poor, and clothing those in need. However, out of His mercy, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has allowed a living person to pass on the rewards of any of these actions to a person who has already passed away. The rewards will then reach and benefit the dead person when doing Salih Sawab. One should not fix a time or manner or type of good deed to do. Questions: what does Khabira means and what are they? What does Sagira mean and what are they? How does a person perform tawbah? How can you send sawab to a person who passed away? Now, our next lesson is Deeniyat, fiqh, impurities. In this lesson, we learn what our impurities are and how we can wash impurities. There are two types of impurities: Najasi Hakikiya, visible impurity, and the second is Najasi Hakmiya, invisible impurity. Najasi Hakikiya, visible impurity. This is such an impurity that can be seen like urine, stool, blood, wine, beer, etc. And Najasi Hakmiya, visible impurity. This is such an impurity that cannot be seen like but seen, called impure by Shahriya, like not having wudu or to be in need of ghusl. Not having wudu or ghusl is also known in Shahriya as hajat. There are two types of najasi hakikiya, najasi ghaliziya or najasi khafifiya. Najasi ghaliziya, this is such an impurity that thick or heavy in nature. Examples are urine and stool of human beings, dung, stool of animals, urine of haram animals, flowing blood of humans or animals, wine, the dropping stool of hens and ducks, the urine and stool of a breastfeeding child, najase khafifia. This is such an impurity that is a light in nature. Examples are the urine of halal animals like goats, cows, bulls, oxen, camels, etc. The dropping stools of haram birds like kite, eagle, or vulture. The difference between Najasi Alisia and Najasi Khafifia. The difference between the two is that Khafifia light impurity will be excused if it is spread up to 1 by 4 of the clothing or limb part of one's body. Galizia, heavy impurity will be excused only up to 3 grams if it is a solid like stool, and if it is a liquid it is excused up to an area covered by the deep part of one's palm. Explanation: what is meant by clothing is not the whole piece of clothing like a shirt or pair trouser, but one panel of the clothing like a sleeve or leg of the trouser. Each sleeve or leg of a trouser will have its own ruling. So Najasya Khafifia will be excused up to 1 by 4 of each sleeve or leg of a trouser. A limb part of the body refers to such a part of the body that is first to wash. So Najasya Khafifia will be excused up to 1 by 4 of each foot, including the ankles, or each hand, including the elbow, because that is the part of which is first to wash. Excuse mean that if such an amount of najasa impurity is one of the body or clothing, then salah will still be valid, but it will be makruh, disliked. To keep such an amount of najasa on the body or clothes knowingly, intentionally is not permissible. The deep part of the palm means that it will hold some water when the palm is spread open. There are two types of najase hukmiya: hajat asghar, hajat akbar. To be without wuzu, one can purify himself for hajat asghar performing wuzu. Hajat akbar, To be in need of ghusl, one can purify himself from Hajat Akbar performing ghusl, cleaning of impurities. If the impurity is solid type of najasa hakikiya, then the item which it which it has touched will become pure once the najasa impurity has been removed, even it is removed by washing it once. And the second one, if the impurity is liquid, then the body, clothes, or any other items that it has touched will become pure by washing it 3 times. In the case of clothes, it must be squeezed after each wash. And the third is those things that cannot be squeezed when washing, like wooden board, utensils, plate, dishes, pots, etc. Made of copper, steel, aluminum, etc., or mattress, thick carpet, straw, mat, canvas, plastic, or rubber shoes, etc., then such things will be made pure by washing it once and letting the water drip out. When it stops dripping, then wash it a second time and again. Let it drip dry and thereafter wash a third time and let it drip dry. It will then be regarded as pure. A clay pot or a cup will be also purified in the same manner by washing it 3 times and letting it drip and dry each time. If a rat falls and dies in solid ghee, clarify butter, then the part of the ghee touching the rat should be removed and the rest will be pure. However, if the ghee was in a liquid melted form and a rat falls in and dies, then all the ghee will be impure. The method of making impure ghee or oil pure again is that water equal to the amount of pure of ghee or oil must be added to it and boiled. When the ghee or oil comes to the top of the water, then remove it. Repeat this process 3 times. The ghee or oil will be then pure. Uh, the book is the camera is so blurry today, so I apologize for that. Hope you understand what I'm reading. Okay, the next page is if something if something made of leather like shoes or sock and a solid type of impurity falls on them like stool or dung, then they will be made pure by rubbing or wiping them out on the earth or anything else. As long as the impurity is removed, the shoes or leather socks will become pure. If the impurity that falls on something made of leather is of a liquid type like urine or wine, then it will not become pure by rubbing it off. The leather item will have to be washed. If any if any other liquid besides water is used and that liquid has the ability to remove najasi impurity like vinegar, watermelon juice, coconut or rose water, then the impure item will become pure. And anything that is sticky like oil, ghee, milk, etc. cannot be used. A knife, sword, or any other item that is smooth without rust or engravings can be purified by wiping off the impurity. Likewise, silver, copper, aluminum, bronze, etc., ivory, or china can all be purified by wiping off the impurity as long as the item is smooth and there are no engravings on it. If the item has engravings on it, then it will not become pure by wiping it, but it will have to be washed because there is the possibility of some najasa impurity remaining in the grooves of lines rem- of the engraving, so it will be necessary to wash such items. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So inshallah we will start the next lesson tomorrow. Inshallah. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum. And the book name is Teaching of Islam, Part 3. And here is the address. And the author is Maulana Musa Karmadi. If you want, you can buy. And if you want to listen, follow my channel and like and subscribe. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.